Hey guys, welcome back. This is Cam. Today I'm going to show you how to make fish amino acid, FAA. You seen my other video where I fertilized my orchids with FAA, fish amino acid. Now today I'm going to show you how to make it. The benefit is almost equal to kelp or seaweed that you use to fertilize your orchid, except that this you can make at home easily. You don't have to buy kelp fertilizers or seaweed fertilizer. Now, how to make fish amino acid? First, you're gonna need fish. Any fish will be fine, whether it's ocean fish or freshwater fish. Now, if you don't want to waste the whole fish, you can use what I use here, some fish head and fish gut that I don't want to throw away. So I'm gonna use this and make my FAA. It's almost the same, okay? It's not gonna make any difference. The other ingredient you're gonna need is brown sugar. How do I come across to use FAA to feed my orchid? As many of you guys probably never heard of, or you already heard of Korean natural farming, that's what they use to feed their plants. Yes, I know the plants grow in soil and our orchids grows in bark. And we probably don't have the same kind of bacteria to help to provide a nutrient to the orchids. But there's a lot of readily available fertilizers that your orchids can be benefit from, like calcium, potassium, magnesium, zinc. To make your FAA, you're gonna need 1-to-1 ratio, which means that 1 pound of fish, you will need to have 1 pound of brown sugar. So let me go ahead and measure this with you guys. I'm gonna bring you guys close up and measure this with you guys and then show you how to go about it. Now I have here is a balance, okay, to measure the weight of the fish. And right now it's at 0 with the container on it. So it's been 0 out. You're gonna need to 0 out so you can get the correct measurement. Currently there's about pound and a little over 4 ounces of fish that I have, okay? Hopefully you guys can see it. Right, 1 pound, a little bit over 1 pound, okay? So we are gonna need about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of brown sugar, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let me pour this back to the container, and then we'll go get some sugar. Now we are going to get 1 and 4 ounces of brown sugar. So I'm just gonna pour this in, and we just have to get approximately amount. You don't need to get exact. A little more, no problem. Okay, that looks about right. A little bit more, but it's okay. We can make this work. It's okay to use a little bit more brown sugar, okay? Don't worry about it. Now, why use brown sugar? Brown sugar has a property called osmotic pressure. It's gonna extract all the juice from the fish, and then you can use that to feed your orchid. That's very healthy for your orchids, okay? Now let's go ahead and start the mixing process. I do recommend you use gloves if you are not if you're the kind of person that doesn't like stinky fish, okay? Now, will this be stink after you make it? No, it shouldn't be stink, okay? After you make it, it shouldn't be stink. It should smell something like seaweed kind of like smell. If you know how seaweed and kelp fertilizer smells like, it should smell kind of like that. It smells a little bit like fish, but not gonna be smell like that bad, okay? So you're gonna have to pour all the sugar in there to mix evenly. It helps you have some kind of scoop to scoop it up and put it in, but I don't have one, so this is what I use. And this would just be fine. You want to mix the sugar all around the fish. You don't want to add water to it. You just want to add sugar, coat all around the fish and the fish head. Do you need to chop up the fish? To be honest, you can leave the fish like that. Like, see, my fish head like that, entire head. I don't need to chop it. If you want to chop it, you could. It will just gonna decompose faster if you do. But again, fish amino acid takes about 6 months to be completed. So be ready to wait for about 6 months or more. Like I said, it's gonna get dirty. My hands are dirty and all. Now these are optional ingredients I have here is my favorite LAB, lactic acid bacteria, FFJ. You could use FPJ if you don't have FFJ, or if you don't have it, don't have to add it. These are optional. And also my favorite OHN, Oriental Herbal Nutrient. You don't have it, it's okay. You don't have to add it too. How much do you need to add? Not a whole lot. Just a little bit like this. Just a few drops. A little bit more, a little bit less. Not going to hurt. You don't want to pour the whole thing in there. Same thing. This. Just a little bit. Same thing. This. Just a little bit. Not too much. So I'm going to put the remaining sugar, just put on top. I'm just going to coat the top layer with sugar. And then after that, you want to seal it up. You want to clean up all the sugar. I'll clean it up later. But right now, I'm just going to seal it up. You want to seal it up, okay? Airtight. You don't want to have any, you don't want to expose to any air. This is going to be anaerobic condition, okay? Okay, there you have it, folks. You're going to leave it in this jar for the next 3 to 6 months, okay? The longer, the better. They're not going to go bad. There's no expiration date on this thing. How soon can you use it? You could use this as soon as 1 month or a couple of weeks, at least 2 weeks. Okay, you don't want to use too early because you want to give time for this to fully extract all that nutrient from the fish to the liquid form. This way you can use it. Let me show you one that I made. This one I made it before Christmas, I believe. It's been about 4 months now. And what you see is 2 separate layers. The bottom one is the juice and top one is the gut and all that stuff. Let me take a closer look and see how is it inside. All right, guys, this is what's look inside. Same one that I made with this one, same as this one, and same kind of fish, macro. And this is what's left on the head. Okay, it's already broken down. It's fully decomposed, and that's what you want. Okay. And I think I added 2 months ago because I don't have enough fish to make. So this is about 2 months ago, this one. And it's already decomposed. Okay. Can you add it more? Yes. Every time you add it more, you add a little more sugar. And this is really good for your plants now. Does it smell bad? No. It smells like fermented beans right now. Doesn't even smell like fish. It doesn't even smell like fish sauce if you guys had fish sauce before. Okay, so that's what the finished product looks like. There you have it, folks. You seen a close-up how this finished product looks like. You want to wait until all the bones are completely decomposed, become liquefied. And that's when it's the best time, the prime time to use these products. Is when everything starts breaking down and everything is readily available for your plants, for your orchids. Like I said, this concept is coming from Korean natural farming. They use in the farm, and I borrowed this concept and I use in my orchid. Do I see improvement? Yes. Do I see any negative on my plants? No, not really. If anything, it helps your plants to grow better. I'm not a scientist. I don't know what kind of nutrient is available for my plants. That's the reason why I use multiple different kind of homemade fertilizers bundled together every time I water my plants or whenever I fertilize my plants. This way, my plants will get what it needs. and all that nutrient is readily available because they are water soluble now in the water soluble forms. So you don't need to wait. Okay, same thing when you use the fertilizer for your orchid that I made for your orchid. When you dissolve it, it becomes water soluble. This is the same concept. Okay, again, a lot of people probably say, well, it's not gonna be good for your orchid because you know orchids and plants are not the same. Your household plant and your garden is not the same. To be honest though, orchid doesn't really need to eat a lot. They just need that symbiotic relationship with the nature, and this can provide for it. Okay, this can attract some kind of good bacteria that can form a relationship that can actually feed your orchid. That's what you need. You don't have to buy expensive orchid food, orchid fertilizer. You can make your own, and your orchid still gonna enjoy the same. I don't see any mineral deficiency on my orchid, and the good thing about this is you can water with your regular garden hose water that just need to filter out the chlorine. So you let your water sit there for like 2-3 days. Chlorine will be dissipated, and you don't have to worry about chlorine. And what's left in the water still can use for your orchid. Would it change the pH level? Would it change the TDS level? To be honest though, I have never measured it. I have never worried about it. I don't see any root burn on my orchids ever since I switch over to this method. I don't have to worry about, oh, is the TDS too high? Is the pH too low, too high, whatnot? I don't have to worry about any of that. Eventually, Mother Nature would balance itself for me. Okay, guys, thanks for coming. If you guys find this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I know many of you here watch my video and not subscribe. So if you could do me a favor, just hit the subscribe button. That'd be awesome. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.